Hi there my American friends, but of course everyone around the world is my friend because I am Dutch and therefore I love all cultures. But I am addressing especially my American friends because they own the least fuel efficient cars in the world. American cars are not known to be fuel efficient. So of course this means that American people can save a lot of money by driving economically. Now, it is very important, it is crucial even, that I prove that I am indeed Dutch, because this would prove, of course, that I am an expert in the field of saving money. Now, all Dutch people are experts in the field of saving money, because we are very greedy, we love free stuff, and we are all obsessed with saving money. So, of course, we are experts in this field. Now, how do I prove that I am a true Dutch man? I prove that by using the typical Dutch accent that I have used up until now. And you might have heard it in the news, being used by a Dutch politician, or perhaps you have heard a Dutch engineer on Discovery Channel talking like this. And you will recognize this as a true Dutch accent. So now I have proven to you that yes, I am indeed an expert in the field of saving money. But let me change my accent because this accent really just annoys the hell out of me. And I don't even like my own language. But that's a whole different issue, so let's go on and talk about driving economically. I could talk about alternatives like, for instance, when you have to go about 10 kilometers or 6 miles to your destination, go by bicycle, or if it's fewer miles than that, just go by foot. But that's talking about alternatives and not talking about driving economically. So the big thing is time, and we're all stressed out. We all need to change our mindset, because if we're not relaxed we can't drive economically, and somehow we need to get those extra 5 or 10 minutes for us to be able to drive economically. We need that extra time. So most people have to drive to work, and when they wake up they're already dead tired and they can't wake up any earlier because that would just be crushing. Well, there's a solution, namely going to bed earlier, but still some people are just as tired then as when they would go to bed a little bit later. So that's not a solution for them. So what would be a solution? An organic diet, because you will feel less tired, more energetic, and will overall be in a better mood if you eat organic and organic only. But let me clarify, there is no such thing as organic pizza or organic cheese. And this might really sound like something that really won't really do that much, but trust me, it makes a whole lot of difference. But yeah, a lot of people are skeptic when I say that, so you'll have to try it out for yourself to believe it, I guess. But if you haven't tried it, try it out and you will see that indeed it does make a whole lot of difference. But be aware that if you start eating organic, you won't immediately feel the changes. It will only be about 24 hours later that you start noticing some benefits of eating organic. So yeah, now let's assume you have changed your mindset, you have cooled down, you are relaxed, and you have the time to drive a bit economically. Now you will have to learn how to drive economically, and that's not really too hard, but you need to be willing to. Now, a way to learn how to speed up in an economic fashion is to stay behind a truck driver. Truck drivers don't speed up all too fast, but if you were to stay behind them when they speed up, you will learn that they drive economically. they speed up slowly and they start slowing down from big distances. For the truck driver, that's not really driving very economical, but for you it would be. Now, let's talk about shifting gears, because let's assume you're speeding up slowly and you're speeding down from big distances. Then you need to know how to shift gears too, because otherwise you're still not really driving economically. Now what I do is I shift gears at the speeds of 20 kilometers an hour to my second gear, which is about 12.5 miles an hour. At 30 kilometers an hour to my third gear, about 18.6 miles an hour. To my fourth gear at 50 kilometers an hour, about 31 miles an hour. And to my fifth and for me final gear at about 65 kilometers an hour, which is about 40 miles an hour. So why do I do this at these speeds? Well, I try to be at about 2000 RPM at least. So this is a low RPM, but if you drive a gas car, it's no problem. As long as your car isn't shaking and isn't making any strange sounds when you are in a low RPM, it's perfectly fine. However, if you own a diesel car, you will have to do a bit of more research, because for some diesel cars it isn't really all too great to be at low RPMs. So yeah, I try to be at about 2000 RPM at least, sometimes a little bit lower, but I try to be at about 2000 RPM because that's really safe. So what about other ways to save money by driving a little bit more economically? Well, there's one more way, and I've already said it: slow down from greater distances when you have to slow down. For instance, when there's a roundabout or there's a traffic light coming up, it's pushing your clutch pedal. When you don't push your clutch pedal when you're slowing down, then you slow down faster than if you were to push your clutch pedal. So don't overdo this, because you might have someone behind you being stressed out and you don't really want to drive them crazy, because they might try some crazy stuff and you might get yourself into an accident if you overdo it when there's someone behind you who's really stressed out. But as long as nobody's behind you, or the one behind you is at a safe distance, then don't worry, you can just take it easy and experiment as much as you want. But yeah, push your clutch pedal. Now, if you are approaching a traffic light and you assume it's going to be red, then push your clutch pedal from a great distance and just make sure you can slow down without having to push the brake for too much. When you are approaching traffic lights and you assume it's going to be green at some point, then pushing a clutch pedal from a little bit less of a distance is a good option, but make sure that you're still at a certain speed. Sometimes you can be still at about 50 kilometers an hour, so about 31 miles an hour. Sometimes you will have to slow down more and you will have to go to 30 kilometers an hour, so 18.6 miles an hour, in order for you to still be able to continue driving at that speed. But if there are red lights approaching a traffic light and you think it's going to be green, don't push the gas pedal, just slow down to make sure that you won't have to come to a full stop, because if you come to a full stop you will have to speed up again, meaning you will again be wasting money. So yeah, those are all my advices. I hope at least one of them has been useful. And yeah, overall the big thing is just to keep it cool. And yeah, anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If not, well, you've watched it, so thumbs up or thumbs down. Leave a comment, and if you like the typical Dutch accent I've used, you may also want to do a request, because otherwise I'm not going to use that Dutch accent anymore. But I could use it for some entertainment purposes, for some comedy videos. So if you would like to see that coming, then yeah, do a request, because otherwise it's not coming. Anyway, thank you for watching, and hopefully see you next time.